Rep is on a roll with releases lately, and a lot of the releases have been collaborations, where basically they're partnering with smaller companies. An example of this is Pepin. They partnered with Pepin and they created the Rep times Pepin Fast series, the Repins, lovingly known by everybody in the world. And they're good. They're like really good. Basically, Rep is taking their marketing and their manufacturing power and their volume and able to take a much more expensive, much more boutique piece of equipment and sell it for less. Today's example is the pretty much same exact thing. This is the Clava-built times Repin, or I guess Rep maybe forced the companies to be Rep times their company first. Landmine attachments, they got multiple stuff. I'm gonna show you all of them, including their Genesis jack. Now I reviewed the Genesis jack years ago, and now, is it better, worse, the same? Let's review. Hey guys, this is Coop from Garage and Reviews. This is an ongoing thing for Rep. I expect this to happen more and more, and I actually think they're gonna compete with other companies. The reality is there's a lot of smaller brands or just individuals. Steve Clava is one of them. I think he made a lot of these out of his house. They're basically not able to meet the volume that many people are, or have enough volume where you can lower the price. So a lot of their stuff is expensive. Rep comes in and says, hey, that's a cool product. Let's make it for you and let's sell it for less. And so that's what they've done with these. Generally, I'm gonna go through some of the specifics, but if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And if you wanna see more cable attachments, I'm thinking about doing a tier list on cable attachments. Make sure you like this video and let me know in the comments, and then I'll basically get to it. Okay, there's kind of an overarching principle between all of these attachments that differs from most other cable attachments, and that's the material that's used. Most cable attachments that you see are made of steel. In this example, say stainless steel or just traditional steel, regular stuff that you're used to using. So they're very heavy. Like as an example, like this, which looks like it's much smaller than this weighs significantly less. I mean, this is their biggest piece and it weighs 9 pounds. That's it. It's just super easy to move around. I've talked about this for years, but so many of the cable attachments are very heavy and they don't need to be. It needs to be able to hold, what's the max stack weight? 300 pounds typically, which very few people are doing. It needs to be able to pull that and be durable enough that it can knock around a little bit, and then you're good to go. One company that did this a while ago is Eleiko. The material that they're using, material now that Rep is with Clava built is using on these, is aluminum. There's a reason that Apple uses aluminum. It looks good. It's a softer material than what you would find from steel. Often it can be a little bit more expensive, but it makes for a much more, I would say, finished product. Like, look at that. It just looks freaking sick. It can also be pretty durable, and overall it makes it really light. So all these attachments, whether this one, this close grip handle, this V-grip for triceps, all use aluminum to make them lighter. In addition to the materials that they're using, they have optional knurling pattern on the handles. So there's two options. They're calling it their Colorado, which is based on their barbell, or their double black diamond, which is like their power bar. This right here is the aggressive double black diamond. It's pretty aggressive. It's a thinner handle, which is good for pulling, feels pretty good. This is the more passive one. I will say, this video is brought to you by Element. I've been using Element for the past year or so. Element is an electrolyte sugar-free drink mix. Basically, it's salt, flavored salt that you put in your water. It tastes very good. They now have a bubbly version that tastes even better. Basically, it's a great option if you want to drink something other than sugary drinks. You want some benefits from electrolytes. Basically, the way I use Element is at the end of my day or midday when I'm starting to get tired. Basically, this is a good pick-me-up. Once I take this midday, I usually get out of the midday slump and then I'm able to keep working or training. But I've been using Element for over a year. I'm a huge fan, and they now sponsor the channel. If you'd like to get your own free sample pack with any Element drink purchase, you can check out the link below the like button. Go through there. It has an exclusive offer for you where you can purchase them. Also, try these. These are very good. Whether you buy them or not is your choice. It's the choice of a new generation. Their passive is more aggressive than, say, the Rogue Ohio bar. So it already starts off more aggressive. For a lot of people, this is probably gonna be the one to get, but if you really wanted to just dig in, it's gonna be this one. Honestly, for this one and this one, I would use a more aggressive pattern. I think it feels better, but then on the tricep, just because it has more movement of the hands, I'd probably go more passive. Just my personal opinion. Now, they're not just using stainless on these. They have some smart, basically, materials they've added. One is the hook, the carabiner that attaches here. You don't want aluminum on that. It's a softer material than steel, and so just over time, it's not gonna handle it too great. So they made this stainless steel. So the components on these are just very nice. And then you can see they're basically using plastic because this is designed not just for pulling, say lat pull downs or low rows, but it's also designed to be used on a bar, which was one of the unique things that he initially came out with these on. Let me show you. So if I want to use this one for landmine rows, you place it on. Honestly, it's preferable, in my opinion, if it goes back, prevents you from being like kind of out over. And also, you're basically gonna have a plate here. So this allows you to not take up a crazy amount of space while still having a wide handle. Feels very good. Now, one thing that's unique about this one too is the fact that it has the option for adjusting the middle handle. You'll notice, kind of similar to the multi-grip bar from Rogue, that they came out with the chassis with the holes that adjust the handles, very similar. This allows you to adjust this handle either further out or further in. The other ones are fixed. I mean, it would be cool if they just put holes all over, but honestly, I don't foresee a lot of people moving those around a lot. It just would have been nice to have some optionality. That said, these handles are indexed so they don't rotate. The original Atlas cable attachments from Clava, they were not indexed, so they would, I've heard, spin around every once in a while, but most people were fine with it. But they made it indexed so they just fit in there, secure, and don't spin, which is nice. But this same handle, you can take it from your landmine, take it off your bar, and then throw it on your lat pull down or your low row, any cable attachment, and then do lat pull downs. And thanks to how light it is, when you go to adjust the weight, it doesn't fall and hit you in the head. And actually, that's not a complete fair comparison because also this is on there, but just to show you, because it is so lightweight, you can take those and it still doesn't fall. So, which honestly, this is a different market, but I foresee a lot of commercial gyms buying these because a lot of times you see injuries in commercial gyms where people have the attachments overhead, they're adjusting the weight, they're not used to it, it's on a lat pull down or something, and then it falls, hits them in the head, not a good thing. So this just, because it's so light, even their biggest one, this close grip handle does pretty much the same thing as this one. You can see it's the same distance as the close grip on this. You're just not having it unwieldy, so you can use this on low row. And then the tricep. The tricep push down weighs only 2 pounds. I mean, it's like nothing there. Stainless swivel on the top. These ball ends are not just like rubber, they're like this hard plastic that feels really good. So if you want to get maximum stretch, it feels really good. Now, I will say, of all the pieces, if I was just gonna buy one, I would definitely buy this one, because I could use it for lat pull downs, I could use it for low rows, I could use it on the T-bar row, the landmine. Like, this would definitely be the one I'd buy. There's just better tricep attachments out there. I have one from JD Gym Equipped that is just very nice. Also the ones from American Barbell that have some swivel. Just the standard V, it is very lightweight, it's well designed. If you want a V, it is one of the better Vs, but I think there are better attachments. And then the close grip is nice too. It's just you can do a lot of the close grip stuff on this wide guy. But then there's also, this is the Genesis jack. I've reviewed previous iterations of the Genesis jack. I like the Genesis jack. The way this works is essentially it's a deadlift jack, but it goes on one side. So basically you load the bar with plates, or you can start with it unloaded. Gives you basically a place to stand it up. Takes up very little space, and then you put the weight on. One thing I've seen a lot of people use these for is in their gym bag. Because it's so light, they'll take it to the gym when they're using a commercial gym and use it like that, but home gym owners use them too. And then if you want to load more weight on, very simple. If you're looking for a deadlift jack, honestly, this is probably the one to get. There's a lot of copycats that are out there, but it takes up so little space. It's very lightweight, and I like the design. I will say, I definitely prefer the older version. One thing you'll notice on these, and I know they thought about this, but the stickers on there, it just makes it feel cheaper. They're trying to hit a price point, so I understand the stickers, but they stickered all these, and to me, it's just like, laser cut. It would have been a lot cooler. But I understand they're trying to get a cheaper price point. Now, some people have asked, like, what's the difference between the Clava Belt Atlas version and this one? I talked about one of them, and that's the indexing. Another one, though, is these are actually thicker. So technically, they should be able to hold more weight. Does that really matter? Probably not. I don't think many people are bending the Atlas version, but this one is a thicker steel. And so because it's thicker, it's gonna be able to hold more load. It's gonna fatigue less. So generally, that's one of the differences. Would I buy this one or the Clava Belt, just like the standard one? I mean, I'd buy this one. It's way cheaper. They have all the options, the different aggressive options on the handles. These are very well done. This is a cool collaboration. I'm excited to see what the next one is. Like, could these replace all the other attachments that are out there? No, there's so many sweet, that's one of the cool things about a home gym is you can just piecemeal some sweet attachments. You can buy these in a pack. Generally, like I already said this, I wouldn't use all these. I would just buy this one and get some other attachments from other companies. But if you just want it wholesale, like these are really good attachments. And one of the cool things is if you do have like an Eris or Athena or something like that, they're using the metallic black. They've got like that. It's just a cool feel. You get your whole gym using the same powder coat, including your attachments. If you're into aesthetics, it's kind of cool. Okay, it's been Coop from Garage Reviews. Who do you think they should collab with? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of these. I'll see you next time.